Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Flavio and you guys are back at the House of Collectibles. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today we have another great unboxing for you guys here, and this figure's been out for quite some time, but I wanted to finally get it unboxed and show you guys as well. We did do one of these figures not too long ago, but this is a different version. This is none other than the Sith Lord Darth Maul from the Clone Wars series. We did do the Phantom Menace, the DX-17 a little bit ago, but this is a different variation of the character. Now, I am super excited to get this guy out here. There are a little bit of differences from that DX-17 compared to this one. Quite some differences, shall I say. But it still holds up, and you guys can let me know which one is your favorite Darth Maul figure that Hot Toys has released. This is TMS 024, and we're going to finally crack this bad boy open and see what he's about. But before we do that, if you guys do not mind, drop a like and comment on this video, and also if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys are up to date on all content that is dropped on this channel. Let's go. So like I said once before, this is the Darth Maul TMS 024 from the Clone Wars series. I'm not going to spend too much time on the box here, but you guys can see it is that normal Hot Toys front cover for the Star Wars figures in that gray kind of edges coming down to a point here, and you got a nice beautiful shot of Darth Maul himself, and that is the actual figure. You have Star Wars there in the foil logo, TMS 024 down below, and the Hot Toys logo. Down to the side here, you got another Star Wars logo there with a Disney shot, and all the warning and whodunits on the back there, and all of the Hot Toys official stores where you guys could have picked this up. This box is very different from most Star Wars or Hot Toys releases altogether. It's very narrow and skinny, as you guys can see, and there's a reason to that down below, and it comes off to kind of like slanted edges here. And I will show you guys why that is. Hot Toys has done something very cool here that is also part of the figure itself. But let's check that out here. So as you guys can see here, this is awesome because Hot Toys has utilized the packaging to make it a rather more aesthetic kind of accessory that someone could actually use with their figure. Not saying that I would do so, but it's kind of cool, and I see what they were trying to do here. If you guys were not up to date with Clone Wars Season 7, spoiler alert, this won't really make sense to you, but this is the Mandalorian sarcophagus that Darth Maul was transferred in by Bo-Katan to Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex. They had to do so because he was just so badass and he could not be contained. Bo-Katan mentions that this is an old relic and this is old tactics used by the Mandalorian and is now not up to date on their practices, but they had to go back into their wheelhouse and utilize this just to contain Darth Maul because he is such a badass character, like I said once before. But as you guys can see here, depictions of past Mandalorian hieroglyphics here and architecture, and this is kind of a raised pattern here over the top of the box. It is done in a nice gray, as you guys can see all around the box here. And you guys can't really tell there, but there's a little window there like there was in the episode, and Darth Maul's face is just poking right through there. Now, in the show, it was glowing red. I'm assuming someone could, put LEDs in there if they really wanted to have that kind of effect, but it's very cool that they use the box, like I said, to kind of give us a little bit of insight from that episode. So I really like that. Now you're going to pop the top off and you're going to get the figure out. He comes in two different trays, as you guys can tell. I couldn't do that smoothly on camera, but unlike most figures, your accessories are over top. You're going to get them right under the bottom, and you're going to see the figure right there above. And he looks amazing, guys, and we're going to check him out and see what he looks like. All right, and first impressions, just taking him out of the box, he does feel rather sturdy, and his head sculpt looks very nice, and he looks great. We're going to put him back in the box and put him to the side and see everything that you get with your Darth Maul figure. All right, guys, and here are all of the accessories that you're going to get with your Darth Maul Clone Wars version, starting off with the base here. This is a pretty basic Star Wars base already at this point. We have the Starship or Venator style flooring. It's done in this nice kind of brownish chocolate tone this time. Not really much weathering or anything on the top here this time, but it comes with a crotch grabber and a nice metal nameplate up front where it says Star Wars Darth Maul. So I really like that. Very simple, nothing crazy, just like the other figures in the line. So it will match. And going from that, here we have this kind of hood here that you can put on Darth Maul. It is attached via Velcro. I'm not sure if I'm going to try this in the video. We'll see how much time we have. But this simply goes on the back of his shirt there. Velcro's on, and it has a nice little wire up top. I don't know if I'm really going to be using this, though, just because Hot Toys' hoods are always hard to get perfect how you want them. So it takes a little bit of futzing, but I like the fact that they added that in there. What is a Darth Maul figure without a hood? That is cool. So also you guys have these lightsaber effects. You have the swooshing ones that we always get done in a nice red color there. And also you guys have the regular ignited blades here as well. I hope Hot Toys eventually starts to get darker colors with their lightsabers, just because, as you guys can see, there is a little bit a translucency to them. So you know, it's tough to really make out the color, especially with the light up functions being so weak. You do get some batteries for this as well, because they've added this, which is kind of old news here at this point now that we have LED lightsabers, but this is how Hot Toys used to kind of challenge defeat that there, by giving you guys a swap out forearm that you would have to take off the existing forearm of your figure. You could put in the button cell batteries here, and you could turn this on. This is a fully wired forearm here, but as you guys can see, the lightsaber is fixed and attached to the forearm, and they did a very good job with this. As you guys can tell, the sculpt looks very, very good, and the hand as well. You guys can see that it has the texture for the glove hand. So I never really use these, but you know, it's always good that they throw it in just in case for a rainy day. But you guys also get the actual loose lightsaber here, and it's the same sculpt as that one that's attached to the hand, but this one is the one that you can take in and out of the figure's hand, which is very cool. I really love Darth Maul's lightsaber. It's always been my favorite saber. Dual blades. What is not to love about that? The one thing that I do love about this specific release is that it's very, very cool that you guys kind of see some foreshadowing here that this is actually the part that was in the Phantom Menace. And you know, at this point, spoiler alert, Maul was killed, and during that battle his lightsaber was you know, split in half. So you guys get this other piece here that, you know, is now from Clone Wars and on. And it's kind of cool to see a little bit before and after of what he did to his hilt here to kind of still have that dual wielding blade. So this is done very nicely. You guys have a nice paint job with the silver, and you guys got washes and kind of dirt and grime in the crevices there. You guys have red for the notches and all the different little buttons and stuff like that. This is actually how you install on the figure this little peg here, and they also, this can come off, and they also give you a smaller one if you would like, and I think that's so it can not stick out as much on his waist. So that's done very nicely. As you guys can see, you can insert the blades there on either side, making it very, very long. It's very hard to tell here, but in person, guys, this thing is massive. So in a display case, it's very tough to contend if you don't have a lot of space for your figure with the blades on the lightsaber. Moving on from there, you guys are also going to get 6 pairs of hands here. I'm going to just get 6 pairs of hands, but also including the 2 that are on the figure. I'm going to get 1 of each here, but you get 3 of the gloved ones, which these are done very nicely. This is kind of like the force push hand, as you can see there. A ton of wrinkling and texture there for the glove. No complaints there. Hot Toys always does a bang up job. Look at all the texture that's on there. I think it looks great, and it looks like he's actually has a glove over his hand. But with this release, you also are given ungloved pairs of hands here for Maul, and these are done exceptionally nice as well, which you guys have the red for the skin tone there and kind of the tattooing all over the hands with the black. You got some vein work right there on the back of the hand, as you guys can see, looks very nice, and black down on the insides on his palms. But they also decided to give us a little bit of fingernail paint, and that's kind of funky there. You know, it's very rare that you see that, but Darth Maul has brown fingernails, so very cool with this release. A lot more detail always goes a long way, so you know, you can't ever complain with that. But yeah, these hands are very nice. You get 2 saber wielding hands for the ungloved ones, so that's cool that you get a pair there as well. And last but not least, you guys also get this clone forearm, or should I say, this is, yeah, on his forearm, the clone armor. And spoiler again, if you guys haven't seen season 7, but there is an episode there that Maul kind of rages out and he goes crazy, and he kind of uses the force and strips you know, the armor from a clone that's there and uses it to his aid to get through in the ship there. And you know, he punches in buttons and does whatever he does just to take control of, you know, Mandalore at that time, and they included that as well. So this is done very nicely. You guys got a ton of weathering there all over, dirt and grime. Can't complain. Looks very nice. So I like that they threw that in there. So now that we have seen all of the accessories that you get with your Darth Maul figure, let's take a look at the figure itself. And there he is, Darth Maul himself from the Clone Wars series. Guys, he is just standing straight up and down, and he looks great. You know, this is a figure that, you know, doesn't need much to look amazing just from the outfit standpoint, and this comes from the actual source material. Darth Maul is already a coveted figure in Star Wars lore, and just having his portrait on top of, you know, kind of an outfit, you know, that we kind of seen in the show and not necessarily in the movies, it looks great, guys, in figure format. I really like it here. You guys can see that the paint job goes straight down into his chest, which is kind of cool there. You guys can see his, full body there, and Hot Toys did a good job with that. His shoulder armor looks amazing. There's a ton of detail on it and weathering all over the gauntlets. You guys have that kind of like waistband piece there, which is kind of, how he got put back together in a way. So you got all of that there. You got his lightsaber just hanging there from his waist, and you got the mechanical style feet too as well. Just showing all of the history that, this character has gone through the Star Wars lore. But he just stands there so menacingly, and he just looks, so lifelike, guys. Just standing there straight up and down. So I can't complain there. But it looks great. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. But now we're going to take a closer look at him and see, what he's about and what the detail looks like. All right, guys. So here is the Clone Wars Darth Maul. As you guys can see, he looks amazing. There's so much detail here. I don't want to get into it too much here though, but so you guys can see the figure top to bottom. He looks very nice with these kind of, I don't know what material this is because it's not necessarily pleather, but it is some type of synthetic kind of fabric or material that they have here, but it is supple. You guys can see there the detail and all the markings and the paint on his body. He has the shoulder pads, which kind of look like they're forged, some type of forged metal, because there's a ton of texture and, surface detail over the top. He has the brown fabric suit with some faux pockets up front there, and I got his lightsaber there as well. As you guys can see, it just hooks on like so. But this is the waistband piece, essentially, that where he's put together at the midsection from episode 1. So I really kind of, I love that, and you guys can see it goes all the way around, kind of like a pocket there as well. The gauntlets, they look very nice too. Ton of detail with the straps and weathering all over the top there. And then the feet, like I said, the bionic kind of droid feet that he has down below. But I mainly want to take a look at this right here, which is the head sculpt. This is the one that you get with the Clone Wars Maul, right? Where my lighting isn't the best here. And then you have the Phantom Menace one. You guys can tell the difference here right away. Obviously, this is the Screaming one, but there's so much more texture on the Clone Wars one compared to the Phantom Menace one. The Clone Wars one as well, the markings are a lot thinner than they are on this one here. As you guys can tell there on the forehead, the horns are also a lot more enlarged, or bigger. The eyes kind of are different as well. They're way different. They're more kind of like how kind of like an animated version of Ray Park's eyes, if that makes sense, compared to this one actually being Ray Park in live action. So there's so many similarities, but a lot of differences between these two sculpts. Even though this is the Screaming one, you guys can still tell there, but you guys can see, like, look at all the texturing and the black there compared to the Phantom Menace one. For this Clone Wars one, the teeth, you got the subtle kind of the grit of the teeth there versus the Screaming as well. Just two awesome pieces. I love them both. I do not have the which one is that? Now I'm drawing a blank. If you guys want to tell me down below in the comments. I don't have that other version of Darth Maul. I only have the Clone Wars and the Phantom Menace one. There's a third one. Damn it. I'm drawing a blank here, guys. But I do want to kind of compare and contrast all three of these when the updated or 2.0 of this Phantom Menace version comes out, because that head sculpt I think is just night and day, and it's just going to blow all of them out of the water. But just very quickly here with articulation. This guy's articulation, oh, and his lightsaber fell off. We'll take that off anyways. It isn't the best, I will say. You know, most of you that know, this is the old Wolverine body, if I believe. So there's a lot of single joints here, but you know, as you guys can hear already, he can't really even raise his arm laterally more than that. And I just don't like to chance it. So, you know, that's as far as he goes there. He does come out, you know, quite a little bit there. Nothing too crazy, just enough for you to do a pose. Single jointed elbows there, so nothing more than that. And your swivel's incorporated there. He does, you know, have the butterfly, and he hinges up and down as well for the shoulder. The head sculpt is on a magnetic neck there, so you know, you can get all kinds of range, all kinds of crazy stuff, but I mostly am gonna have him down like that. He's not gonna crunch forward too much. That's, you know, that's substantial, you know, for some figures, but you know, he's gonna lean back a little bit as well, and you know, side to side, a little bit of, you know, twist action there. His legs, they're gonna come up to about there till, you know, they start fighting you. I don't think they really go back much. Ratcheted knee, I think that's probably one of the most, you know, the better joints, or you know, articulation on this figure is the knee, but then you see that you got it exposed there, so you want to just kind of, you know, be weary of that. Yeah, this figure, it's kind of limited, so there's not a lot that you're going to be able to do here. This is kind of going to just be more of a presence piece, or you know, kind of just, you know, museum pose of what people call in your Clone Wars display, which is, that's what my plan was with this guy all along, kind of just to be there with Ahsoka and Captain Rex, and actually my Commander Cody. But yeah, guys, this piece, he's a nice throw in there for the Clone Wars series, but a lot of people didn't really like this version of Darth Maul. You really have to love the show, but you know, with that being said, if you do have this, guys, you guys know that, you know, he's a pretty nice figure. I'm not going to say that he's the best figure, but he's nice. I'm a Darth Maul fan, so I was really, you know, happy to have this version. But there's definitely other options out there that are probably better, especially now with that new 2.0 version that's coming out from the Phantom Menace. I'm pretty sure that's the one that most people are going to want. But yeah, I didn't want to get too into this guy here. Like I said, I'm not going to throw this guy in any poses. You guys, I'm sure, have seen this figure plenty already. He's actually still available on Sideshow. I don't think they can even give him away at this point. Like I said, not too many people were fond of this figure or went for it just because Clone Wars is very niche. But I always do these videos for existing and new collectors in the community. If you guys are ever willing to see kind of throwback sort of videos, you know, I'm always going to make these videos. So for whoever wants to watch them, I know there's plenty of Star Wars fans out there like me that love this character. Darth Maul is one of the GOATs. So yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it here. please stay tuned. I do have more unboxings on the way. So stay tuned for that. And also catch me on various live streams throughout the week. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, from the dark side, thank you guys, and we'll catch you next time.